Howdy folks, I'm KC LaCourse, and I am the host of this video showcase called Hearts of the West. It's cowboy poetry, western poetry, country music, western music, and I bring in my friends from Australia, and they're always a great addition. I love having them, and I love having all of you here too. I appreciate your support. I've been doing this, I think, for about 4 or 5 years. I've lost track, but I come out every 2 weeks with a new showcase. And if you want to be on the showcase, send me a message through Facebook Messenger and we'll see what you got and get you out there, all right? So I'm going to open it up with, I recite one of my original poems and then I turn it over to the performers that I have scheduled. And this is a new poem. This is going to be on my new CD I have coming out pretty soon here. And it is called The Final Call. The sun is high, casting shadows on dusty ground. A lone cowboy, his legend, renown. His guns, a symbol of days gone by. One last gunfight could be his final goodbye. His weathered face and sunburned eyes tells a life of endless tries. The weight of his Colt 44 beckons him to come alive. His hat sets low to hide his eyes so the fear won't show. The air is tense, the moment still. Never pause when set to kill. The silence broke by a fatal sound. The cowboy falls, his gun laid down. His last gunfight, a tale to tell. He has no name. His legacy, saved for a picture frame. That says it all. The blood-stained ground is his final call. All right, folks, there you go. See you back here in 2 weeks. Stay safe out there.
I had a buddy that when I first moved out of Dallas when I was 19, I'd never been on a horse, and I had this friend, and he taught me everything. We got where we caught wild cattle for about 30 years. This is a true story, pretty much. I had this bull, and he jerked my horse on top of me and broke my leg in 2 places. And I got home, I told my wife, I said, "Man, I broke my leg in 2 places," and she said, "Don't go back to those places." So this is a poem I wrote. It's called The Pocket Knife. All good stories come from bad decisions. That's what my daddy would say. Nobody wants to lend an ear when things turn out okay. But when things unravel and you hit the gravel, they line up to say, "Hey, wild man, tell us that story about the bull the other day." Well, I saddled old Rocket and reached in my pocket to see if my knife was there. I didn't find it, but I didn't mind it because I ain't cut a rope in years. When I go noose 'em, I don't want to lose 'em. So I tie my knot hard and fast. I thought dally was the word after dilly. Means you don't get around too fast. Well, the best I remember, he was up in the timber and Pard went to flush him out. He wasn't veering when he got to the clearing, so I spun old Rocket about. That bull was high-stepping, neck needed stretching, so I dabbed it on him with the first throw. While I was admiring my ability at firing, I jerked my slack way too slow. Yeah, he got a leg through it. That's when I knew it. That knife might have come in handy. I've been in and lived through, probably going to see some more wrecks, but this could be a dandy. Wasn't too neat the way I roped him deep. It might just affect my life. Sure be different, mighty, mighty different, if I'd have just brought my knife. You know, all good stories come from bad decisions. That's what my dad would say. Nobody wants to lend an ear when things turn out okay. But when things unravel and you hit the gravel, they line up to say, "Hey, wild man, finish that story about the bull the other day." Well, Rocket's feet got tangled in a fence that was mangled, and down on the ground we went. I was a huffing and Rocket was a puffing, but that bull was far from spent. That bull was a tugging, chug-a-lug-a tugging, pulling to and cross the creek, a creek that was dry for 10 years running. Now she's running 6 foot deep. When my shoulder hit the water, I let out a holler, "Pard, I'm in a terrible fix. If and you can hear me, reach down in your pocket and give your knife a pitch. My leg is broke, it ain't no joke. That bull jerked Rocket on me. I'd do anything if you could help, for this water puts me to sleep." "You'd do anything?" I heard Pard holler. "Well, Well, I got something just for you. You remember my sister, the one you call Whiskers? She's always had the hops for you. You could take her to the dance, you could one-legged prance. That's the least that a feller could do. For his old pard that pitched him a knife when you thought your days was through. Well, here's a little lesson. When you go fetching a maverick out on the range, fill your pockets when you're riding on Rocket with more than pocket change. I got that knife and it saved my life. And old Whiskers is now my wife. And all our kids are sporting whiskers, but they all 5 are sisters. Just because I forgot my knife.
Look, you tell me what you think. So I'd like to do a poem for you standing here against this old cabin that's now a barn. I'm convinced that the old vale's not very thick. I've worked on this ranch here at Olson's and the mountain and our generational ranch for acres, and I'm convinced that folks don't go far when they die. And I wrote this poem, and I'll let it speak for itself. You might call me crazy, and you're probably not wrong, but I'll let this one talk. It's called Holy. This land, it speaks directly to my heart. From the ledges and the sagebrush and the countless other parts across this lonely mountain to the canyon floor below, these trails I ride are sacred, and without a doubt I know that I never, ever ride by myself. Even when I'm all alone, there are spirits in the breezes, and there are ghosts I've never known. Because this place is holy, that's why we are all drawn here. We mingle and we visit, and I have never tasted fear, because the souls that come to see me, they're just generations past. They love this precious mountain, and for as long as it will last, we will gather on the horse trails and we will ride here side by side. And though I've never seen my compadres, I can sure enough feel them as we ride. You see, this desert is my mistress, and this mountain is my love, and others feel the way I do as they look down from up above. And so we saddle up our horses and we meet on mountain's crest, and we feel the peace of silence. It's the sound I love the best. But the mountain, how it speaks to me, words only I and ghosts can hear. As I sit astride my saddle in this dry, sweet air so clear, it bids me stay, and I must obey the call. I would have no other home than my desert in the fall. There we go. I think that will work together now, I hope.
Dearest mother, I know it's been years since I sent you a letter to quiet your fears for the fate of your son on the lawless frontier, and to ask if you're well there in Richmond. When I came west at the end of the war, a man could get wealthy digging for ore. So I worked on a mining claim 2 years and 4, but I never got much for my trouble. So tell the girls of the county to pin up their start making the pretty gowns they want to wear to the ball that we'll throw just as soon as I'm there. For I want to come back home to Richmond. I was on my way home when my money ran short, so I stopped in Dakota at a cavalry fort. I'm employed as a mule skinner, and I report to Custer of the 7th Division. In the morning on the Cheyenne and Sioux, but we won't be out long, just a month, maybe two. And upon our return, I will come back to you and the beautiful hills around Richmond. So tell the girls of the county to pin up their hair, start making the pretty gowns they want to wear to the ball that we'll throw just as soon as I'm there. For I want to come back home to Richmond, to the ball that we'll throw just as soon as I'm there. For I want to come